Welcome to the Swedish Junior Hockey Podcast. Today we have it's the second actual junior player that we've recorded. Currently active player, and we have Kinnander, but let's call him by his U.S. name, which is Joel Kinnander. Great hockey name from Olofstroms J20 team. Welcome to the Swedish Junior Hockey Podcast.
Thank you so much.
This episode is brought to you by Scandlux, your home for Scandinavian luxury products for the U.S. market. You can find us at scandlux.com.
So before we get into you explaining who Joel is, I thought it'd be cool to kind of talk about how our paths cross. And I'm not a big Instagram user. I've used it a little bit more, but when I went into my Instagram account, or when I created the Instagram account with Swedish Junior Hockey, your workout videos popped up. Both you shooting a bunch of pucks out in a picturesque area, and also throwing around a bunch of weights in the weight room.
Yeah, that's correctly. I started to use Instagram as to advertise myself and to show what I'm doing, like in my life, and how I train, how hard I train, and all the stuff that I do every day, just to everyone to see like what I'm doing. Because if I don't show it, then no one will like see it. If you understand me.
Yep. So we'll get into that a little bit later, because I'm really interested in that part. But first, let's, like I ask most people, who is Joel, and where are you from, and tell us a little bit about your where you come from, and the level that you play, and kind of the journey you've been on.
Okay, so my name is obviously Joel Kinnander. I'm from the southern part of Sweden. Right now I live in a little little village, maybe. It's called Olofstrom. Not that big. I play for their U20 team in the J20 Elite series. It's going to be my first year in J20 Elite, and I'm going to play my fourth year as a junior in Sweden. It's my last junior year in Sweden. I can obviously play one more junior year in US or Canada, but it's my last in Sweden.
Yeah, so so if you were look you up on Elite Prospects, you're a 2003 birth year, and
so I'm 19.
I'm sorry?
I'm 19 now.
Yeah, so you're 19, and the other thing that I'll pop in here is 6'3", 198. So what do you think people, when they see that, what do they think?
Yeah, I think I don't see myself as a big guy. I see myself as a kind of strong guy.
Yes.
So, but like before, like 2 years ago, I wasn't this big. So I see myself like a little guy, but I'm pretty big, I think, pretty tall.
Yeah. So the expression here is you can't teach size, and being 6'3" is definitely, a good number, and you got some muscle behind it. And if you watch the workout video, it's not a flabby 198. I can attest to that. So that's good. But anyway, so give us a little bit of background, because you told me before about how you were kind of a late starter in hockey, but played other sports, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I've been playing sports like my whole life. I'm playing football, floorball, been riding bikes all my life since I was like 2 years old. But when I turned 11, I wanted to play hockey. I wanted to start play hockey. I want to try it out. I thought it was cool to play hockey, but my parents was they didn't want me to test it out, but like because they thought it was too late for me to play hockey. But after like a while, they said that it was okay, and if I wanted to play hockey, I should play hockey. So I started with it when I was 11 years old, maybe 12. I didn't remember. I think 11.
So let me interrupt you a little bit there. But so when you come in and you start at 11, 12, the guys that your teammates then had already played for 4, 5, 6 years.
So like, yeah, so like the guys in my age group has played like since they were 2 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old. They played hockey for their whole life. So I didn't train with them. I didn't understand really like how good they were or how bad I was. I didn't really understand, and I think that was the key for me to get better every day, because I didn't understand that I was so bad. I didn't understand.
Were you bad? A stupid question, but
obviously I was bad. I've never skated before. Just a little bit of skating, like normal kids do, like skate maybe once a year when it's winter, and you have like we live near the water, so the lake almost froze every year. So I like skate a little bit there, but nothing much more. So it was my first time like real skating on a rink, and yeah, so I was very bad. Yeah,
so and the reason why I bring that up is because some people, they start late, but they have had this unique circumstance where they lived in an area, didn't have a team, but they played all the time on the pond and so on. But in your case, not only did you start late, you started from zero when you started.
Yeah, almost with the skating anyways.
Yeah.
Like I've always played floorball, like so I had the stick and ball control and everything. I was kind of used to it like in that way. But
Okay.
hockey thing with skating and being on the ice, it was a new thing for me. But I loved it. Like from the first moment, I really liked it.
And that was in Oskarshamn, right?
Yes, that was in Oskarshamn. So the rink is like 30 minutes from where I live.
Okay.
Back home. So that was why my parents didn't want me to try it out, because it was like a long way to drive to get to the rink and stuff.
But when we watch the videos of you shooting on your shooting pad, so over here it's called a shooting pad. In Sweden it's called skottramp, which means a shooting ramp. But it's a pretty nice area. I have to tell, you got a pretty nice workplace to be at.
Nice setup. I think I got it like maybe 2 years after I started playing hockey. I totally fell in love with it. So I just wanted a place to shoot pucks, and so I sold all my bikes and football stuff and floorball stuff, and bought a shooting pad, and then of course I upgraded with the years. How it look now. So that's where I am on the summers, shooting pucks.
And how many pucks are in your bucket?
I had a very much pucks before, but like I missed the net very much. So I shoot them out in the water. So I have like 30 pucks maybe. I had like 100.
All right, well that's good. So so because you got a late start, in a couple of years then after you started, everybody starts thinking about the TV puck tournament and going into high school, and where am I going to, or in the 7th through 9th grade, and everybody's thinking about going into high school and so on. How is that for you in Oskarshamn?
Yeah, of course, I did know that I was not going to play the TV puck, as it's called in Sweden.
Yep.
I don't know, do the guys over in Canada, US knows what it is?
No, I think that thank you for setting that up. The TV puck tournament has traditionally been the largest national tournament that was nationalized, televised. That is for each parish or county, if you want to call it that way, or region. So you were in Oskarshamn. Which commune?
Yeah, they're part of Småland.
Okay, so the most southern tip.
No, not the most southern. It's like it's the southern part of Sweden, but
Yeah.
it's not the most southern. It's like yeah, Kalmar. It's a big
Okay.
city.
So on the east coast of Sweden, but very, very far south. And so that region, so the best of the best that are 14 years old kind of come together and do tryouts. And then when they're 15, right? They're 15, they're playing in the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a big controversy in Sweden about, if you didn't make the TV puck tournament, a lot of people quit.
Yeah, and I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
I think that's I don't understand really. Like it's a cool thing if you get to play. It's a cool thing to watch, and I think a lot of people, a lot of kids want to play that tournament. Like, of course, everyone want to do it, but I did know, like, I knew before all this that I wouldn't play. Like, so it wasn't a surprise when the team came out.
Yep.
I had some friends though from my team playing for Småland in TV Pucken. Um, Fun for them, but like now, if you look at us as players now, some of them have quit, and I'm better than the most of them, so that doesn't matter, I think.
Yeah. So, but the big next step then is finishing ninth grade in your local town, and then you're deciding where am I going to go to high school, or what's called gymnasium in Sweden, which is
Yeah, exactly.
10th grade through 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, basically. So walk us through that little discussion.
Yeah, so when you're in ninth grade or eighth grade, you're going to you get to go to tryouts for teams like high school teams where you combine hockey and high school when after your finish ninth grade. So I went on a tryout here in Olofstrom. We're like I think it was 3 tryouts, 150 players, I think of total on those 3. We got to see the arena or the rink, the dressing room, and got to see some games and stuff. And I did know before that I wouldn't get into the high school team or what you want to call it in Oskarshamn. So I just wanted to get out of there. I wasn't that good either. I didn't have that much points on elite prospects, and I didn't play the TV puck and that kind of stuff. So I felt like my chances of getting in like to a very good high school hockey, what we call gymnasium in Sweden, was the chances were low.
And Oskarshamn had a pretty established hockey gymnasium program, academy, right?
You can think so, but they have a SHL team.
Yep.
And they have a U20 Super Elite team. It's like the highest U20 league in Sweden, but their U18 team is in the same division as Olofstrom's U18 team. So we play against them my first year, second year, and they still do. But I don't play U18 anymore.
Yeah.
So like our hockey gymnasium are better, I think. But I think Oskarshamn's hockey high school gymnasium is gonna be a lot more better in a few years.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember in one of my previous, actually episode 7 that I released about a month or 2 months ago with Philip Varmegård, who's the strength and conditioning coach. We kind of talked about that a little bit, of how they're a little bit unique. Yeah. I remember this now, that they have a J20 Elite team because they're in the SHL, but then underneath they're trying to build that.
Yeah. So when Oskarshamn's SHL team, they didn't play in the SHL before, but when they qualified to the SHL, their J20 team got a spot in the J20 Super Elite League.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, so you make a decision then to leave Oskarshamn. How far is is Olofström from Oskarshamn, or
Okay,
Kalmar.
so
Where are you from?
yeah, I'm from a little village just 20 minutes from Oskarshamn.
Okay.
So it's like 2.5, 3 hours to Olofstroom from where I live back home.
Okay.
So I moved when I was 16 years old. I moved to a apartment here in Olofstroom.
Yeah.
I live with with the whole hockey team in one house.
Okay.
Small apartment. So it's been the best 3 years of my life. I just
Okay.
finished. I just graduated high school this spring. So
Yeah. So I think this is a unique point too that I think people in the US don't really understand, is that in J20, a lot of them just graduated high school, right?
yeah.
So
Your last year in J20, you're graduated. If you
yeah.
don't.
So most of the guys that are 2003 birth year like you have just graduated, and a challenge there is that a lot of them move on to something else.
Yeah, exactly.
But and then you guys were playing J20 Division 1 and then made it into the playoffs and
Yeah,
won
exactly. We qualified to the J20 Elite. So
Yeah.
that is big difference from the US. Like in the US and Canada, you get to be the division champs if you win the division. But here in Sweden, if you're not playing in the highest division, you get to qualify up to the next division. You can.
Yeah. So it was a pretty special feeling.
Yeah, it was special. Like it was the first time ever happened here. It's a little village. Many people came to watch, and it was just magical. Best moment of my life so far.
Did you have a parade in the downtown with the stage and
Yeah, not like that really, but just
everybody got gold helmets and
now we can't afford it, but we got beer.
Oh, okay, that's a little different.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. We celebrated we celebrated the whole spring. Like we were graduating that spring too, so it was a lot of things to celebrate.
But then, all right, so now you finished, and now you could have taken say, all right, I've done my part, but you actually decide to come back for another year of J20.
Yeah, I want to, like my goal is to play junior hockey in the US or Canada next year. So I wanted to play at a higher level here in Sweden to make my resume look better and have a better chance to play in the North American Hockey League or the BCHL or something like that.
Yeah.
I want to play junior hockey overseas.
Yeah, so I think that's and that's really how when you and I started talking, I think I look back at my DM to you, and I think it said, I think I said, are you interested in playing in the US? And I think that was our first correspondence. Was I'm gonna find it here. I'm gonna find my DM with you, and it said, I think I reached out to you and I said, good videos, you're working really hard. What are your plans to get here to the US is what I asked. And then we start talking, and you said that, yeah, I have plans, and you told me about that. So I'm really, really interested in how your journey has been, late bloomer, late starter in a small market team, playing but putting up some really, really good numbers. I mean, if you look at the stats, okay, it's J20 Division 1, which is still really good level. It's not J20 Elite, but you got the entire package, 6'3", 198, working your bag off, but what's clear is that you got lofty goals that you want to go somewhere. So how does all of that come together with there's nobody that is doing this but you, right? certainly you got help, but the strategy of how you're going to get there, you put some thought into that.
Yeah. So I know that you gotta earn it in some way.
Yeah.
Talented or not, you gotta earn it. Like in the end, that's all that matters. So I just wanna trust myself that I can do it. That's why I started my Instagram account, to show everybody how hard I'm working, what I really do. That doesn't, like, people don't know that I'm working out every day. So I just want to show everybody, and it's not that only. I just want to be a hardworking player in games, on practice. I want to be a good human,
Yeah.
guys. I want to make myself.
And I'm sure that you've gotten nothing but great feedback from the videos, right?
Yeah, a lot of great feedback, but then I play against a lot of players, like here in Sweden, and I got a lot of trash talk for my.
Yeah, I was seeking that out. I was assuming that you did.
Yeah, so I get a lot of trash talk. I get a lot of chirps about my Instagram, that I'm a fag, that I post when I'm working out and everything, stuff like that. But I just take that as we take it as gasoline, we used to say in Sweden.
Yeah.
I just want to make them look bad.
Yeah.
Like, I work harder. I'm gonna be better.
Well, and what you're doing is not typically Swedish.
Nah.
It's a little bit, the common for people in the US. They're gonna say, well, so what? You're posting some workouts. If you see it how it is in Sweden, it's putting yourself out there is not very traditionally Swedish, where the modesty is. So I'm sure that you had to overcome some of that, right?
Yeah, that's like, it's not normal in Sweden that you want something like it's.
Yeah. But does that go back to your kind of the plan or the strategy that you're trying to tie in with your goals? Is that why you're doing it?
Like, can you ask that again?
Yeah. So the reason for doing this is not necessarily just because you think it's a fun thing, but it's really, there's thought and there's strategy behind posting these videos.
Yeah, of course. So it's like, I work hard to get to my goal, to play junior hockey and be a good hockey player and play professional hockey. But at the same time, I want to advertise myself.
Yep.
And I want the right people to see me, and I want to show my best side every day. And when I'm doing that, I'm also going to be a better player. I'm going to make great contacts, and who knows, one day maybe one of those contacts will be my dream. So
yeah, well, and certainly that's how I found you, and now you're going to get millions of clicks in the US just because you're on the Swedish Junior Hockey podcast, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No, it's great. I mean, really, it's such a small world about networking, connecting with people. And the reason, just my honest feeling is, when I first saw that, I thought, wow, hardworking guy, let's see what else is here. And then we started talking, and we had an offline talk as well, and I was very, very impressed with your sincerity and your determination. And what I wanted to do, and the reason I wanted to have you on the podcast, is I want to do my part in, because I'm trying to do the same thing with this podcast, and that is showcase what Sweden has, educate people of what's in Sweden. And there's a ton of talent that just does not get out there, that people just don't know about. And there is no doubt in my mind that as people, and I know you went to the camp there in Toronto, and you've been to some camps and played at the junior with some of the junior players, and you know that your skill translates.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, staying home and playing another year in J20 Elite, there's so many advantages by doing that, because you still got another year to go in the US.
Yeah, of course. I just want to play here, put up some good numbers, and then try out for juniors in US or Canada.
Yep. So let's wrap this up here, last few minutes, about what's specific? Do you have specific goals now for this? It's a new level. I'm not sure how competitive, it's going to be tough to be moving up to another level with your team, but where do you stand? What's your goals?
Like my own goals is to be a point per game player, be offensive, be the best guy on the team, on and off the ice, and of course I want to help the team as much as I can with putting up points and goals and everything, but also show that I am a valuable player, like in the defensive zone and all over the ice, and I just want to be the MVP of every game. It's like that's what I'm going for. And like the goals of the team, we're a new team in a new league, some new players. We have played some preseason games. It seems good. I think it's good. We have like 10 preseason games left to play before the actual series start. So I think it's going to be good. We're going to be we're not going to be easy to win against. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a special eye on you throughout the year. And we're using elite prospects, of course, but if there's probably through our Twitter account is going to be the way that we'll probably take some highlights and stuff like that and just blast them out
of course,
to the people that are connected, and hopefully everybody that are listening will open their eyes to Kinnander from the southern part of Sweden and have fun and just follow your journey. And then hopefully we can also see how that translates into the next chapter coming over here. And I think that there's a good chance that not just the North American Hockey League or the Canadian Juniors, but the USHL could be looking for a last year guy that can really come in and put up some numbers. So it's going to be fun to watch.
That would have been fun.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up. Thanks for jumping on and taking the time. I know you just got done with training and post-workout. So
no problem.
Now,
no problem. Yourself.
Yeah, now you can go out and shoot some more pucks.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.